Hello, I'm Dr. Gerald Chodak. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD, is a term many of us have probably heard before. But what does it actually mean? Simply put, ADHD is a common behavioral disorder that emerges in children before the age of 7. It can extend into adolescence and even adulthood. ADHD was first identified as a disorder in 1902. And for years, doctors believed it was the result of serious brain damage. While that theory has since been proven wrong, the precise causes of ADHD are still unknown. What we do know is that the occurrence of ADHD is closely tied to biological factors such as the size and density of various brain structures and the way chemical reactions take place within the brain. For example, scientists have discovered that children with ADHD often have a smaller cortex, the part of the brain that controls thought and action. This diminished size usually occurs in the area of the cortex known as the frontal lobe. The frontal lobe is an especially important part of the brain, playing a role in many key functions, including impulse control, socialization, reason, and judgment. Experts believe this may help explain why some children with ADHD are more prone to drifting off, making sudden outbursts, or using poor judgment. Other research into ADHD has focused on nerve tissue in different areas of the brain. It appears that in children with ADHD, this nerve tissue is smaller, or sometimes thinner, than in normal children of the same age. While scientists aren't yet certain as to why, they believe these variations can affect a child's attention and impulse control.
Discovery that she had ADD helped her make sense of her life. But what came as a real surprise to her is that Dr. Hallowell also has ADD.
I'd never heard of ADD until I finished college, medical school, residency. I was doing a fellowship in child psychiatry when I heard this lecture about this condition. That fit me to a T. I thought, wow, there's a name for this. And that was a tremendous eureka eureka kind of experience. And so I've made it my business since then to learn more about it and teach others about it and become a specialist in diagnosing and treatment.
As well as founding the Hallowell Center to Diagnose and Treat ADD in Children and Adults, Dr. Hallowell has written numerous books on ADD and a children's book, proof that ADD is not necessarily a liability.
I enjoy my ADD, and I think that's ought to be the goal. I don't think of it as a disease or a disorder or disability at all. I think of it as it's like being left-handed. It's my, which I also am, many people are. It's my way of being in the world, and you learn how to plug yourself into the world in such a way that you find happiness. And that's really what everyone tries to do, and so it is for those of us who are lucky enough to have ADD.
When Brad was first diagnosed with ADHD, Davina employed a number of the usual strategies.
I sought out the change of diet. I sought out the ultra-organized our day. It came to the point where those things weren't working, and I needed to do the next step.
So Brad's doctor prescribed Ritalin, a mild stimulant.
And he had huge success. Immediately, he went from getting 57s to getting 98s. He was able to get all his schoolwork done. He was able to do his homework when he came home with less arguments.
Davina eventually brought Brad to the Hallowell Center, where they both got help and learned to view ADD in a positive way.
ADD or ADHD is a terrible term. It's really a kind of mind, a trait, a way of being. And I think of it as a gift that's hard to unwrap. Because there are many positives that are associated with this kind of mind. People with ADD tend to be intelligent, creative, original, think outside the box, often have a zany sense of humor. The downside, and what makes the gift hard to unwrap, trouble sustaining focus and staying on task. But it's not that your mind goes empty, it goes elsewhere, not on purpose.
Brad got help from a team of psychiatrists, therapists, and social workers, employing a multifaceted approach.
Above all, you want to identify and promote talents and strengths, and that is not done often enough because people get so preoccupied with the problem.
Hey man, remember when Katie broke up with me last week?
Yeah, man.
It was all, she was like, for so long, you know? Hey, dude.
Yeah, no, what?
You with me?
Yeah, sorry.
Just making sure.
After her, man, I didn't know how to do anything by myself. I couldn't eat by myself. I didn't know how to poop. It was awful.
Hey, sure. Oh yeah, sure.
That girl you liked in high school has now gotten pregnant?
Nom nom. Nom nom nom.
Dude! What? I'm scared! Woo!